let's see. At least with this death route platform, it's just going on to a gem route and such. So fortunately, you guys will be spared of the pre-final warp room theme, because I'm pretty sure many of you are tired of hearing it by now. Now this thing fires actual rockets, and it's actually green. Ugh. So yeah, this stage is definitely starting to look more like its final. Oops, come on. Ugh. The HUD's getting in the way, but I got it. There we go. And like, if there's any way you can tell it's a beta, it's just, or you're just playing on a bad emulator, it's just look at the rendering, like the Z fighting and all that jazz, stuff that basically just results in a stage, like certain parts of the stage just not loading like they should. Now be aware that come on, there. I swear, this Fruit Bazooka still isn't perfect yet. We still got a lot of things to do, and I got so scared about breaking a certain certain box. Okay. Oh wow, that didn't break that? Oh no, wait. This was supposed to break that. Me forgetting things. Like, I'm not even in my... I'm only in my late 20s, and I'm acting like... I'm getting memory loss. Ugh. Yeah. So, of course, I will see you when we get to the gem pathway, which should be, like, around here. Oh, this. It still has those... Okay. Oof. Okay, that's me just jumping the gun again, like I always do. Okay. Ugh. Oh yeah, this stage is now final. This used to also be a straight line. I want to say this I want to say this part is different. Hold on. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Yeah. Wait. Did I slip through the platform? Huh? You saw that. Everyone saw that. Oops. Yes, that was my phone. Okay. Okay. Let's try that again. Yeah, what the heck happened? Ugh. I'm only showing off very little of this demo, and even then, I'm starting to get flabbergasted because this game keeps doing things to me. I guess this is what it's like to basically, like I could imagine this is what playing on, say, a live stream would feel like. Yeah, I believe this is the stage where you can do that one glitch. Ugh. Yep, time for the green gem pathway, and look, they imploded. They went out of existence. Now this place is still purple like it used to be, so I'm gonna make a slow down. A save state just in case, so that way I don't have to do this area again. I spun. You saw that. I must be very picky about where I get spun. Okay, apparently this demo does not like this area. Or just doesn't like the fruit bazooka. It does not like the fruit bazooka. There we go. Oh. But now that one box has finally loaded. There we go. Yeah, this game is getting cuckoo. And I still have other death routes to show. Like, I have not shown off any of the underwater levels as, well, I believe that there wouldn't be much to show off in terms of major differences. But yeah, you can see boxes that you cannot get... Oh. Or... You can. Well, at the very least, I can... I want to say you're probably meant to just ignore hitting the one bridge. Okay. Seriously, what triggers these things actually setting off when you break the box underneath them, and what doesn't? Because it's one of those things that's confused me for the longest time, and like I'm just always wary of breaking the box underneath the TNT crate, and yet like when I do, it just like There's the one box that I tell you when you're doing time trials and oh no, wait. I thought that was meant to be like a elevator in the final, but yeah. So Okay. Run. Ooh. Yep, that's all 88. Nice. And I don't think there's a... No, wait, No, because I said get all the crystals have been collected. Ah, nice. Ugh. So now that that's done, Gem 1... Gem 2, and we still got other death routes to look at, so, oh, wait. Oh, yeah, certain boss fights are available now, so, let's see, no, yes. So I think I'll see how long this will take and then break up the part from there. After that, it will finally be Let's Play concluded because holy crap, this is taking me too long. Okay, 6 boxes. I believe I got the first 4. I want to basically get these before doing anything. So of course, crash please. Anyway. Oof. So yeah, I'm basically going to be blazing through these as much as I can. Get these before hitting the checkpoint grate, because just be aware of my surroundings. Okay. Okay. You know, it's kind of fun just running around in the game. Oh, this... No, was this box always there? I want to say it wasn't. But now I can just basically just speed on through. Just get into my inner speedrunning techniques. Because that's how I'm rolling here. Ugh. Oof. Basically, if someone can make an indie crash game where you're able to run like this, and run like this from the get-go, just make sure it's fun without putting any sort of unnecessary stipulations for the players. Because it's just, I want to have my platforming fun, but I don't want it to come at a cost of the game being unbearably unfun or hard, because it wants to remove checkpoints for the sake of difficulty. So of course, let's just get through this. Oof. I have to try to get through this without hitting. Ooh. Eh. So this is these are here's the Egyptian death route theme. Crash. Come on. I didn't want to hit that. Be right back. I can do this. I've done it before. Crash. Okay. Don't hit that box. Okay. Sliding Olympics. Let's go. You know, when throwing caution to the wind, this can be a really fun death route. Say goodbye. Okay, Aku, it was nice meeting you. But yeah, that was the death route theme for the Egypt levels. As soon as the game will let me. So yeah. It just feels kind of fun just playing through the game with an ability you're not normally supposed to have for normal completion. Like, what I mean is just that I would like to see a type of crash game that lets me play with a crash dash from the start, but doesn't try to have any sort of catch that just gets in the way of what fun this game could have had. Like, I don't want to basically, oh hey, we have no lives, so we just removed all the checkpoints, or something arbitrary for $60. I'm still bitter. And that's what I get for being bitter. At the very least, I'm right next to the, and you get to see a bit of camera weirdness. Okay, so, jump. Seriously, what triggers that TNT reaction? Just making sure all of them broke. Gotta make sure all of them break, because, given Crash 2 and such, well, yeah. Crash. Crash. There. I want to say this is probably the first prototype to actually be completable from start to finish. Gotta wait for the count up to 28. Because if I leave a bit too early, that 28 will be Schrodinger's box. Because it will both count and not count, but most likely it will not count because I didn't technically break it before leaving. There we go. And that's how you get both gems on your first visit. There's a reason why I go Tomb Raider first every time I revisit this game. It's likely because of that. So, now we only have one death route left to show, and then I can just show off a time trial. And that is the prehistoric level. Or, nope. Almost. There we go. Now it's called Boneyard, unlike the prototypes where it was actually called unlike the prototypes where it wasn't actually called Boneyard. So yeah. Basically, we've all seen this already, so I will just see you with just the red gem pathway. And then I think I'll just save the rest of the stuff when we face the bosses. So here's the red gem. And here's the skull route platform. Now that's a steel crate, meaning that getting the box here is actually possible. Come on. Ooh. Yep. It's just... Ooh. Okay. Ooh. Just give that dinosaur a run for its money. And give myself... Ooh. I want to say Agapus Rex doesn't exist in this prototype. Good job, me. It begins again. The reckless run of trying to get past here without taking a single hit. Oops. Got caught by the collision. Ugh. Careful. Bob and weave. Come on. Jump. Remember to jump. Please don't make me do another, oh, I'm gonna die so many times here in the montage. I'm tired of this happening every time I'm on this level. What? As you can tell from my silence, I'm broken again because what just happened? Why am I finding these points where Crash just clips out of existence? Next thing you're gonna tell me someone's gonna make a Backrooms mod for that. No! There we go! I'm gonna make a bit of a cut here. Actually, no, I'm not gonna make a cut. we're going to do one round of time trial. We're going to make it very simple. And that will be when I make the cut. Ugh. Let's now crash. Yeah, there's a bit of a delay when Crash lets go of the bazooka. And now, time crates exist. Instead of just freezing the clock, they actually just remove seconds right then and there. I think they added clock freezing as a bit of a security measure. And here's me missing a box. And Crash still points forward despite me pointing backwards. Ow! Yeah, my thoughts exactly, Crash. You know what? Because the the Fruit Bazooka is still on a bit of a delay. And now you know what it's like to do time trials on this game. Oh no, I'm recording. I gotta mess up as much as I can. I died while I was spinning. That was a platinum? What do you mean? Anyways, I'm not exactly done with this demo quite yet. We still got one last part to do because the goalpost keeps changing. I will see you after I cut to the bonus levels. So, back when I need to get my sleep. So, after that bit of technical difficulties I had earlier, for some reason the game decided to just turn my DualShock into a digital-only controller. Meaning that I couldn't do this and I couldn't move Crash with the analog stick. Especially since, before we cover the bonus stuff, I'm going to be doing a boss rush to see how these bosses fought in this particular demo one last time. And because this is the demo to introduce certain elements for the first time, we also have some beta boss music. And the best way you can tell if it's beta is likely because of the different musical elements. So yeah. And I was struggling to actually get this working because I was like wondering what the heck happened. So yeah, you can see that Cortex is in the boss fight now. Now only his throne isn't exactly complete. So of course, of course the little murals you see right next to him are pillars instead of instead of a proper throne, or instead of the scientists that are in the final. In fact, like, I believe Tiny should have his proper animations now. This boss fight is basically close to final. So, now with that done, let's go pay Dingodile one last visit. Come on. Of course, the boss fight now has a warp portal, only it's very barren. And Dingo's boss fight actually has a bit of an extended intro. I think in this part they had early lip syncing before his lines were recorded. Still a shame that the voice for Dingo is no longer with us. This is the boss fight I prefer to do with D-pad because of what you had to do. I'm a bit like out of it for a moment because of all the troubles I had to deal with. And quite literally, this is the stuff I literally struggled to do for the longest time. But now, I was able to do it very, very easily and consistently. So, of course, Crash gets to have one last dance before just leaving back to the warp room. Now, that particular warp portal is actually referencing the E3 warp portal, if you've seen the footage for that. So, now that we got that done, let's move on to a boss that only recently got added with the April 14th prototype, Entropy. Let's see if his boss fight changed. I want to say that this particular clock would look this way until final. So of course, we're on his time now, and we actually have his music. And his little projectiles actually go past you now. I guess they actually found this was the point where they found that part too hard. I always forget how underrated this song is. Now, it's a little bit brighter than the, or was it always this color in the final? I just find the prototype version environments of this boss fight to be a bit more vibrant, because for the longest time I didn't even know they changed time periods based on this and such. There has to be like 3 different loaded rooms, and I think we saw a bit of the beta textures for a moment before it became this dark texture. I will say the Arabian levels look beautiful at night, and I believe this is the Arabian aesthetic. Okay. And there... you saw that. Crash was standing right on top of nothing. Hopefully this will be a much shorter episode, at least to record, and then I just gotta edit a whole ton. But let's finally talk about the boss that newly got added. We're talking about Engine, and as you can see, his portal is different, and Coco goes into the boss fight. And as you can tell, it's the space shooter again. Oof. Do his... Oh, you can actually shoot them while they're closed. I think they changed that. Or could you always shoot them while they were closed? And I think that little center hit point shot missiles instead of like proper orbs or something. Still, this boss fight is awesome. It's a space shooter on the moon. If you look to your right, you see a gold hedgehog fighting a mad scientist. Wait, I didn't even shoot or did I? And I didn't realize. Well, at least you get to see this boss fight in its earliest form. He's pretty untextured. Ugh. I want to say engine is just a 2D texture in this version of the boss fight. Oh, can you not actually destroy that? Is he actually much harder in this mode? Yeah, you can't destroy that. Wow. I have Wait. Am I actually invincible? Am I actually invincible? Did they forget to make a death animation? Did they not make a death animation, what I'm saying? Did they not make a death animation at this current point in time? Yeah. I think I could win this boss fight on a guaranteed because Coco just can't die apparently. I'm gonna have to put a flashing lights warning for this because there are a lot of it here. I think I got rid of that now. Seriously, why is there a crosshair here but not in the biplane levels? Well, engine just goes down. There isn't an explosion. Yeah, so I guess I can't yell, "Ah! Not again!" Sorry if that sounded a bit like a garbled mess of a talk, though. But yeah. Now that engine's done, is Cortex available? Yes, he is. So yeah. Let's fight the earliest form known, the earliest known form of the Cortex boss fight. And of course, on top of the lack of sound in Uka Uka's blue flames, Cortex has some very slow firing shots. Cortex still fires mines. Ooh. This boss fight always gets me tense because you have only one hit point, and that's because of Aku Aku and Uka Uka fighting. So they're actively working with and against you. And you get to see some of their earlier forms and such. And of course, no checkpoints. It's just the typical fight of good and evil. Bad Mojo versus good Mojo. Stuff like that. And of course you have to do a bit of some Olympics because you're going to be jumping over this beam over and over again for the first phase. Like, I think Cortex might have been the first death I have. I'm always expected to die at least once to Cortex, and that only took 2 spins. That was pretty cool. Yeah. Most of my time playing on Duck Stations with my DualSense because I'm playing on a PlayStation emulator and such. So yeah, I think these guys go in a bit of a figure 8 formation. And all you have to do is be mindful of where Cortex throws the mines. And as soon as you spin Cortex, they will interrupt your animation. And of course this will bring them to the last phase where they will actually try to attack each other adjacent to your location, or locking in on where you are. It's basically a means to say, don't stay stationary for too long. Like so. Oh wow, that looks very unfinished. You can easily tell that that I believe they were just making sure this boss fight was functional. Whew. Sorry, this boss fight gets me nervous. You see, Uka Uka is just like, really? This boss fight isn't even complete yet and you defeated us? Now, I do wonder if there's actually credits programmed into this. Then again, there are no cutscenes, so probably not. So now that we have the boss rush done, we're seeing one of the few differences between major differences. This platform. This platform was originally just a rainbow gem platform, or a polychrome gem platform. It leads us to this area, Neodyne Systems. And we're actually going to change demos after the fact. If you look here, you can see that the timer is a bit messed up. I don't know what's causing that. But, of course, let's go over Ski Crazed, even though Coco never jumped into the portal. I do wonder what it looks like whenever you jump into the portal with Crash and Coco appears. But now Ski Craze is much like its final version, and boy was this a level I was stuck on. This was the level I spent the most time on, trying to get the platinum for it, simply because of, well, not that. It's simply because of, that moment where you need to keep the clock frozen, otherwise you immediately lose that platinum? That was why. It was one of the relics I dreaded the most when going for this Let's Play and such. And, again, you can hear me talking about it in, part 9. In fact, most of the time I always mull over my, part names and such. Sometimes they take a while to think of a part name. And sometimes that part name finally comes at a proper time and such. As you may know, sometimes I try to go for creative pun or something that feels like a thematically appropriate play on words, or something like that. I don't exactly have anything that speaks portmanteau yet. Was there no checkpoints? Okay, there was a checkpoint. Okay. I'm in the middle of a few things. I decided, you know what? This is just literally the last thing I have to do, and I figured might as well do it. The reason why I made this visit to the August 26th demo quite a bit short is simply because the only differences that are worth checking out are basically to tell you when they started implementing some of the stuff you'd usually see in Final, such as music and all that other stuff. And usually it's these little slalom bomb areas. It's usually this part where what separates the Bandicoots from the Mandicoots. That kind of sounds wrong. I mean, is it any better than Bandicoot? I mean, if you've seen whom I've watched, if you get that reference, you know who I watch sometimes. Poor dude struggled for oh gosh, please go past me. That man struggled through all of the past year and 8 months of it, and part of those 8 months was a technical issue. Some people, they go through a lot of punishment, and some have such the worst punishment than anyone else. Oh gosh. Oh gosh, you don't know how absolutely nervous I am, because goodness gracious, this is tense. I'm just finally happy to get this done. Speaking of which, I think I recorded the last few parts around the same time too. Oops. So I guess it's kind of fitting that I'd be coming up on the 1-year anniversary of this Let's Play. Gosh, I can't believe it's already been a year. And I'd be finally getting around to the bonus content. Yeah. Can I not hit that? Oh, gosh. Seriously, can I not hit that? Is it just barely out of reach? Ugh, I feel like I should have... I feel like I'm gonna have to... Got it. Barely. Oh, gosh. Oh, gosh. Oh, is it one of these again? Okay, no, it's not. Okay. I don't trust myself. Oh. Sorry, I am very, very non-trusting of these bombs. Anyway, gem get, let's get out of here. Oh. Gosh. And to think that, like, Crash jumps out of there, I can tell that the, one area is not exactly final or something. Let me see. Yeah, Area 51 and Rings of Power. Future Frenzy, of course. Yeah, we still got a few levels to go through, and Future Frenzy is gonna be a pain. I feel like I'm going to streamline this with save states. I've already completed the game 100%. Is that legit? I feel that that I should be allowed to just cheat a bit. So let's talk about the Oh, I forgot I changed that button to select. Excuse me for a moment. Okay, I should be back if I had to take out a lot of UI. But if I am correct, also I just noticed the 69%. Nice. Let's get my my mouse out of the shot and do this again. I feel like certain boxes were changed or certain elements were changed, but now let's do this one proper. The starting lights actually have sounds now, so so no need to worry about that. The other thing is that the UFOs are actually textured. Yay! This place is still a bit unfinished, though, and of course you have to be wary of the police that are willing to run straight into you in the game. Okay. Stuttering, pausing, game needing to load. Okay. Ugh. Sorry, just trying to be on the lookout for crates and such. Gonna see if I can actually try to get the box gem for this particular level. I see a box. There's a box. Okay. Okay. Oh, you know, I should really check. I want to say. No, I missed a box. Okay, that actually synced up to the music. I want to say the music's actually now at its final speed. I should really check, Road Crash to see if it's actually possible to get the gem for it now. Whoa. I missed 2 boxes. That only mean... Okay, yeah. Like, there are actually a few more, shoot. Wow, that's actually relatively quick. Why did they slow the... Why did they slow it the heck down in the final? Like, I still got a lot of footage to go over for the previous prototype, but goodness gracious. Ugh. But, yeah. Oh. I don't think I would be able to get the, box gem anyway, because, those 4 boxes seem to be placed in a way that would have probably meant, yeah, they probably had to change it so that way, it could be possible to get the box gem on this level. So I'm gonna be right back when I, get first place. Oh, no! Photo finish. Oh, I think they might have nerfed that a bit because goodness. Oh, that is difficult beyond words. So, are you kidding me? Anyway. I had to map a button just to actually get control of analog again. I don't know why the analog has been acting up now. Oh, pfft. Didn't mean to do that. But yeah, here is Rings of Power. And now it has its proper sound effects. Why is that guy spinning like nuts? Ugh. Missed the box. Gonna run to the nitro crate. Like, these now have its proper sound effects rather than the prototype ones or the placeholder ones, where instead of the chuk-chings and bop that you would get with the TNT crates, you actually have the proper spinning and... every time. I don't know why that bwop is so funny, though. I am kind of running out of words to say and such, but it's just... This was one of those levels that was going to be one hell of a learning curve when it comes to just getting the relic for it. Because it's just trying to map your route and being at the mercy of the controls for the biplane. Because the biplane isn't exactly what I call fun to control. I want to say this is probably the only demo that's like fully completable. Not like 100% completable. Also a bit of a visual glitch, and how did that happen? Well, I missed the box or something. So now I'm gonna find the nearest nitro crate and blow myself up. If I can find the nitro crate. There's a nitro crate. I want to say this location was also in France. It was never shown in the trailer. Like, instead of like an all-out war, it was basically an airplane race. I'm not exactly privy on my like world history. I only know just the basics or just what was just taught to me in high school and such. And even then, like I just. Ugh. So yeah, I do like how Crash's biplane, according to one of the Japanese trailers, is called the Orange Baron. It makes sense. Now I'm just thinking about just a parody of like Red Baron Pizza, like Orange Baron Pizza. Crash, please. Crash, please, for the love of God, hit the freaking... You're in first place, hit the rings. Like so. And we see a little bit of an error with one of the rings. But yeah. It's just that I was so focused in autopilot on trying to get victory and such that... I kind of just lost track of my words. Ah, dang it. Of course. Wait. Was I upside down for a moment? Dang it. Of course. Was I seriously upside down? Like, seriously, was I really upside down for a moment? I have to look at that in post. No, Crash, it's not time to go dancing. Because we still have boxes to break. So, of course, for showing all these, since we're practically at the end, I want to thank Dr. Antonio, Dark Kaiser, and others for documenting all this, because for documenting the supplementary material in all the in all the prototype footage and such. I do hope they find more of it in due time, because I do think that seeing some stuff that was previously lost to time is pretty incredible. Oof. Come on, Crash. Am I serious? Can I... Sorry. I do want to thank you folks for being patient with me getting this done. This took a lot of willpower, and I initially had like three takes of this that I scrapped simply because I seriously wasn't happy with it. Alright. Whoa! I've never seen the gem distort like that. I have... Does that happen in the airplane stages? In this particular demo? Oh. So, like, it's been a while. Like, I'm likely going to be, like, hard at work editing all this, considering this is the last part I need to edit together. And... oh, yeah. I never showed this, didn't I? Or, actually, no, I did. It was a gem pathway. But we get to see what Future Frenzy's death route looks like in this particular demo. Like, you can definitely see where the finished product is starting to come together, and if you were to look at the September prototype, you can see how much more finished it is. Now, technically, you can actually beat this level by without hitting the nitro detonator, simply by just hitting every single nitro crate with, well, the fruit bazooka. And the death route theme is a bit different. That's one thing I probably didn't notice about this. Like, it's just hard to hit those particular particular nitro crates and such. And by this point in time, you probably have the crash dash on you, or the running shoes as it was originally called, because you needed relics to get to this part of the game and such. And like I remember at this point in time when I was going over okay, I had to make sure that sign wasn't glitching. Oof. But I remember at this point in time I was talking about ring racers and such, and I need to play that more with friends and such. It's just we haven't had the time because it's just life and everything that just prevents us from being able to actually have a moment to sit down, turn on a stream, and be able to play like we used to. Ugh. Yeah. Like, when I was, like, by the time that part went up, I believe I was already on my California trip for that year. And that was that trip that my friends kind of helped me out through my anxiety and such. Of course, instead of taking you back to the very beginning of the stage with Gone Tomorrow, you get taken back to the center of the stage. So, of course, we have to basically go back to the start and get everything. Ugh. So, yeah. This is probably why Future Frenzy is not exactly a fun stage in the final game. Simply because of how much it forces you to just go back all the way to the beginning just to get everything. Oi. And you have to be careful of those. Like, you have to be careful of all this. Because basically, this is the only time you actually have to backtrack quite a ways just to get everything. Like, this is on the same level as behaving. And digging it. And Cold Hard Crash. And Ruination. Almost the entire warp room. Almost the entire fourth warp room. Like, I may enjoy Crash Bandicoot 2 much more than I did years ago. Like, I remember enjoying it when I got to Let's Playing it back in, like, 2021. It's been like, no! Do you ever wish you had the rewind button? I try not abusing the rewind button, because quite literally it feels a bit cheap. But that was a case of, I really wish I didn't have to go through all that again. Time for Crash's most deadly exercise, where he goes on a treadmill, where he's running so far ahead he's trying to stay away from dying. And again, and again, and again. He has to jump over pits while exercising. He has to make sure he runs ahead, but he can't run too far ahead because he'll meet face first with the lasers. It's the most extreme gym exercise period. It's like those cartoons that have those treadmills with those hurdles you need to jump over like pits of fish. Oh. Yeah. Gosh, I can't wait to get to the next projects. I can't wait to finally be done with this. And I can't wait to not have to hear, the demo theme that's been my, title screen, and my, title theme for Crash Bandicoot 3's Let's Play for so long. Like, holy crap. I gotten so sick of hearing that theme over and over again. Uh, so, what you're not seeing is how long this took. But I can safely say that, yes, it did take very long for me to get this done. You know, okay, come to think of it, I don't think I've seen the hidden gem in that stage. Now it's just trying to run all the way back here without dying, which is going to be easier said than done. Ugh. You know, I do like running through these stages, you know, it's just one of those abilities I wish I had much earlier than I did, because it feels like too much fun, and I really wish that I didn't have to wait until post-game just to be able to get it. Because, like, just being able to blitz through these stages with just the L2 button, you know what it's like? It's like mapping boost to one of the trigger buttons in Sonic Generations, or Sonic Cross Shadow Generations. I refuse to call it X Shadow Generations, simply because people can think of something different. Even though, like, it's just, ugh. Like, not to knock that particular remaster of Generations. It's really good, but the real thing that shines of that version is definitely Shadow Generations. Please, if you love Sonic Generations, I feel you're going to have a really good time with Shadow Generations. I just find it a shame that Sega, they were able to fit anyway, they were able to manufacture a full on-cart copy of Sonic Generations, Sonic Shadow Generations for the Switch 1, but they make it a key card for the Switch 2? Like, huh? Like, it didn't need to be a key card for the Switch 1. Why are you making this a key card for the Switch 2? I just find that extremely cheap. There's a reason why I save my third parties for other consoles. Like, at the very least, the Switch 2 should run those third party games much better now. At least I hope so. Like, I'm just getting it because I've been needing an upgrade and my Switch 1 is in need of repair. Like, I don't know what I'm gonna do with my Switch done. Switch 1? Switch done. Switch done. Oh, it's like 5 in the morning. Oh. But, yeah. Ooh. Now, we're not exactly done yet, because we actually have some final levels to go over. So, I will be back with that particular bonus level. So, I was trying to show off this build's version of Hot Cocoa, then titled Hidden Treasure. The idea is that I was using this particular patch of a ROM to try to show it, only for it to not exactly be well put together. Let's just say it lacked a Q file, and the issue was the game trying to load an NTSC version of the game, or an NTSC version of the game on a PAL copy. I guess that's what I get for just for not having the bin file in the proper folder and such. And quite literally, this Let's Play has been on hold for long enough. So, I decided that it was about time I ended it here, because it wasn't wanting to load or work, as you may have seen from from one of the episodes. I decided that it was better off to end it here, and personally, I want to thank you all for watching and staying with me, even if these parts aren't exactly the best put together. So, yeah. If you want to donate, there are a couple links in the description below. You can ask for your name to be read in a future Let's Play. Just let me know how your name's pronounced, but if you don't want your name to be read, you can just let me know from there. If you want to subscribe for any future series, just click the subscribe button and the bell, and you'll be on your way. But you don't have to do any of that. The thought is appreciated. With that being said, I will see you with the blooper reel. Or, actually, no. That's going to come after the next Let's Play. And this one's been on hold since October of last year. Yeah, it's been recorded for that far back. So, until then, I shall now bid you adieu.